Get ready for the dictation. Start. Sir, I express my sincere thanks for giving me an opportunity to speak on this very important bill. I support the amendments to the right of children to free and compulsory education, Amendment Bill 2012. The Act describes the modalities of the provision of free and compulsory education for children between 6 and 14 years in India under Article 21A of Indian Constitution. India has become one of the 135 countries to make education a fundamental right of every child. I appreciate and congratulate the government for bringing this important amendment in this bill for the welfare of children with disabilities. I would suggest that the government should make suitable arrangements for easy transportation of such students with disabilities to reach schools from their homes, and seating arrangements must be provided for children with disabilities. These children should be given special care during their studies in the classrooms. I would also like to request the government to assist the children with childhood disabilities according to their disabilities. The amendment in section 21 and 22 was very much required. The amendment in this regard is quite correct. Along with this, the amendment in section 3 in the Principal Act is also a welcome step. Every child in the age group of 6 to 14 years, including a child referred to in clause D of section 2, shall have the right to free and compulsory education in a neighborhood school till the completion of his or her elementary education. Among several other features in the earlier bill, one of the most important features is that 25% of the seats in the schools aided by the government and even in the privately managed schools aided by the government have been reserved for the weaker sections of the society. This is the most revolutionary step, but it is learnt that some public or private schools are not following this provision of the legislation properly. Hence, proper monitoring of the school admission system is very much required. Our education system should reach to the poorest of the poor who are living in the remotest rural areas of our country. Most of the people are living in utter poverty without any basic facilities. Their parents are not much bothered about their children's education or their future. In such circumstances, awareness and enlightenment among parents are very essential. There should be a massive awareness campaign among the parents and guardians in the areas where the growth of literacy is very weak. There should be all-out efforts to encourage the children of these areas and also the parents or guardians of these children to send their kids to schools to get proper education. Serious and fruitful efforts are absolutely essential for the better future of these children. Then, I would like to draw the attention of the House about the street children. We have seen that children are roaming in the towns and cities as also begging in the streets. Attention should be diverted towards them with a result oriented motive. If those unnoticed innocent children can be picked and given proper care coupled with nutrition and education, then I think we could consider that this act has the potential to become highly successful and fruitful. Sir, I would also like to emphasize on the quality of education. The quality of education provided by the government system remains in question. It is noted that 54% of urban children attained private schools, and this rate is growing at 3% every year. Even the poor children are abandoning the government schools due to several reasons. Education is the movement from darkness to light. People who have proper education always prosper, and so does the nation. Everyone knows that a nation's growth depends on literacy. Therefore, our government is making sincere efforts in improving and standardizing school education throughout the country, which is a welcome and appreciable step. Once again, I thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak on such an important bill which has a major role in building and strengthening the future of our nation. Sir, Kothari Commission's recommendations were made in 1960 for fulfilling the dream that we have in the area of education. Since then, a lot of time has passed. In December 2002, we had passed the 86th Constitutional Amendment, which instituted Article 21A, which stated that the state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children between the age group of 6 and 14 years. In 2009, we had passed a historic legislation called the Right to Education Act, and we entered in the list of 135 countries to make education as a fundamental right of every child. Sir, I appeal the government to consider a request from all corners and particularly from the members of parliament. During a discussion on a similar bill on an earlier occasion, I noticed that several honorable members highlighted this issue. But at that time, the ministry did not take up this issue seriously. Stop.